Hello and welcome to the Knitterbeal podcast. I'm Sarah. I live here in California in the Sierra foothills with my husband and two children. And if you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So this is a podcast primarily about knitting and also a little bit about my health. It is the reason I started it, so don't be surprised that I do talk about this from time to time, hopefully at the end of the podcast. So if you decide knitting is your forte and not so much interested in my health, you can skip that part at the end. So anyway, first of all, finished objects. Now, of course, I know I will hopefully be featuring only finished objects from the week from which, we just came. But because this is a newer podcast and because you haven't seen all the great things I've knitted over the years, I am slowly featuring things I've knitted over the years. So this is one of them. This is called the Textured Shrug, and it is on Ravelry, and I will link it in the show notes. But basically, it is a one-piece object. So I'm going to turn around here so you can see. So it's called the Textured Shrug because it's got these little, they kind of remind me of the 80s. I'm sorry. I love it. I can't get enough of it. It's got these great little tubes going throughout, and it's a completely circular design. So there's no piecing anything together. And it was made I made this in 2010, so quite a while ago. And I got my yarn from Joy's Yarns, which I believe is out of business now. And she was this tiny little mom and pop shop outside of Jackson, California. And I went there with my sister and our babies in tow back in 2010. And we bought this yarn, it's Cascade 220 superwash in this kind of reddish purple color. I absolutely love it. I wear it with this little crop or this umpire waist dress whenever I wear it, and I just love it. It's something that has lasted, I'm very happy to say, and it was knit in one piece, like I said. Just great. It's got such a funky pattern. You knit it like kind of from the center and you kind of just keep going around and around and around, and it's really kind of fun. So I really enjoyed making it, and it's been a very nice piece to have, and it is a piece I made with very nice yarn back in the day. So I was glad I got the 3 balls. I remember them being expensive for me at the time, and I'm glad that I stepped it up and bought some really nice yarn to make with it, because it did turn out so nice, and I still love wearing it. It's still fun. So anyway, next, I have a finished object. So actually, I have my pair of socks. So I already took one off, so you can see kind of how small these socks are. Now these are also on my blocking, or they were on my blocking sock blockers. So you can see the sock blocker makes it very huge. But for me, I usually knit a 56-inch or 56-stitch sock. I do like the heel flap and gusset, so this one is that way. And then I switched to I decreased to 52 stitches for my foot. I only wear a size 5.5 shoe, so I have very small feet, and so that works very well for me. So this is in the Peru Mirasol, let's see, what is it called? I wrote it down. It is it's called Cusco, Khusko, and the colorway is Lake Titicaca. Well, it's Lago Titicaca, which is their famous lake there in Peru. And so anyway, very pleased with those. I've already worn them and washed them and dried them. I am not a hand washer of socks. I realize I will probably be sad for saying that, but I just put them in the wash. They say they're super wash. Why not? I put them in the wash and I put them in the dryer. I'm usually on low. I don't dry them on high. But my socks have lasted for years. All the socks I've ever done that way, they've lasted just fine. Then I do have one half-finished object from this week, and that is the fingerless mitts. Oh, don't know what I've done with them. I found them. Look at this! Is this adorable or what? Look at that. So I'm holding, of course, 2 balls of yarn together, 2 of this yarn treehouse, just black. It's a fingering weight yarn, so I'm holding it double. So it's more like a almost DK or even, but not quite a worsted. So I really, really am enjoying this. Now, my sister-in-law, she wanted black mitts, but she said she would be okay with pink. So we went ahead and did a pink stripe because, of course, I'm sure that's what she wanted. So we put pink stripe in there. This is just my own design. I'm not following a pattern or anything. I don't even know how many stitches I have cast on. I'll probably try to put some show notes or even put this in my Ravelry page to see exactly what I did. But the pink I am using is the same yarn I used for a pair of my daughter's socks. So this is the sock yarn. I love the colorway name. It's called Villain. And so it's just a pink, orange, purple, white type of coloring, and it's just so much fun. So I'm holding this double as well, and there's no particular stripe pattern, so it doesn't really matter, but it's turned out super cute with those little features in it. So the potato chip scarf is another work in progress, another whip. And I did get a little bit farther on it. It's looking more curly Q-ish, and I do like that. Because, like I said, I didn't like how the first couple rows were going because they kind of just look a little strange at first. But you just have to go with it. It's all in the pattern. I'm going to link it in the show notes below, but it starts to look so super cute. So, of course, I'm using Encore by Plymouth Yarns, and it's just black. So it's going to be a long curly Q scarf, and I really, really am enjoying knitting it. Just not very often because it's almost too mindless for me, but it is fun. It's fun to see the little cute curls, you know, happen as they go down. You basically are doing short rows on each side, and again, I'll link to the pattern in the show notes. And what was next? Oh, better get my outline out. Oh, that's what's next. The very subject of this blog post. Yes, acquisitions. I kind of went a little crazy with sock yarn. I was so excited about finishing my socks, socks with the Debbie Bliss yarn, and then starting the socks with the Peru Mirasol yarn that I went a little crazy with sock yarn. So I bought a little bit here and a little bit there, and so some of it is from eBay actually. So I found a lot, that means, you know, a bunch of yarn, 5 skeins for very good price, and I didn't realize it didn't have shipping included, but still, even overall with the shipping included, it was a good price for these 5 balls. So here's what I got. Oh, trekking yarn. That's one of them. So this is a 100-gram skein with 75% superwash wool and 25% nylon. So it's actually going to be a very nice squishy sock, but then have a little durability with the nylon, which is nice. So anyway, that's one of 5. So then we have these bamboo socks. Woohoo! So this one has got a little bit of 60 wash wool and 25% bamboo, 15% nylon. Oh, that's gonna be a dream. So this one is kind of got some browns, purples, grays, and you can see I'm actually using a new lighting fixture my husband bought because of my podcast. He was all excited about it, so that's why I'm recording at night, drinking some decaffeinated Earl Grey in my cute little heart-shaped mug tonight. So, very yummy. All right, 3 of 5 is this. Kind of a funky color, but I liked it. So, kind of got like a mustard, a brown, and a little bit of like army green, which isn't really my thing, but I think I have a few people that would really enjoy a pair of socks. There'll probably be shorty socks because this is feels like about a 50-gram ball, so I don't think that I'll be able to get 2 long pairs of socks, but I think some shorties would be okay. So actually, I think there's 2 of those that came with that. Oh, then that means I could really make long socks. So Maybe we'll make these for husband. That might be a good idea because it's almost like a camo type colorway. I mean, with the yellows and the browns and the greens. You kind of can't see it, but it kind of looks blue on the screen to me, but it is in fact green. So maybe socks for husband. And then finally, the fifth pair is actually already a whip. I couldn't help myself. I had to cast it on straight away. So that's what I did last night. And it's in the new bag. I got this bag on Zulily the other day. Well, like 2 weeks ago. You know how Zulily can be. It is a little bit slow with shipping. So anyway, it's a Molly and Rex bag, and it's kind of cute, just plain. It's probably not big enough to hold much more than a pair of socks because it's a pretty small bag. But I just thought it was adorable. Look inside, it's even got little cameras too. How fun is that? So this is the sock yarn. I already wound it. It's going to be little short socks just for me. Kind of fun. Little color of pink and green and teal. A little bit of black and some purple. Kind of crazy, but I love it. I love it. It's just going to be some short little socks. I think that's all I'm going to get out of this little ball. So I made them kind of short, and of course 56 stitches up here. We have 52 stitches down below. My Child Glue needles. I love these. I think that's why I'm so into socks right now, is that I just love these knitting needles. They're just so much fun to knit on. I really I'm loving Magic Loop, and of course you can see I'm doing the heel and gusset. I just don't know that I liked the afterthought heel. So back to a heel and gusset, which fits and works for me. Yes, there is even more sock yarn to show you. This is from Joann's. It's their Mani Pedi yarn from Lion Brand Yarn. So let's see if I can show it. So it is a 75% superwash and 25% polyamide. So some sort of synthetic something or other. But I bought a few. Okay, what's after a few? Maybe 4. So anyway, these ones are called Boot. These ones are called Me. That's the colorway. Who thought of those names? I do not. So anyway, then finally, this wasn't an acquisition from this week. This actually I bought about a month ago. No, 2 months ago probably. And it is also from my local yarn shop, Lofty Lou's. And it's Encore Mega, and I'm going to make the Whirl Stream beanie. Now, I've made about 4 of them now. I absolutely love them. Everybody loves them. So I'm going to be making them for my friend over at Diane Wilkinson Catering. So she's going to get one of these beanies. She said she really liked it when I posted it on Facebook. So I'm going to put a little pom-pom on top. So I got that as well. I'm really excited to be casting on that because I need, more things cast on. And that's that. And then finally, we have, that's right. We have a sweater that I was given to help mend. So basically my best friend that I talked about on my very first podcast, her mom unfortunately passed away a few years ago and left her this sweater. And this sweater, she just acquired it recently from overseas, which is where her mom had lived. And apparently she had it made for her at Liberty of London. I think I'm saying it right. I'll have to look that up and put it in the show notes. But she had it made for her many years ago, and it was a favorite sweater of her mother. Unfortunately, it's got a couple holes in it. So, and it was mended at one point. She showed me kind of right here. And they used white string. Like, who did that? Oh, it's awful. So I'm going to try to match up some yarns that I have on hand to kind of fix the little hole right there. And there's a couple other little holes. So I'm going to practice my darning, some serious darning, to get this thing all, underneath the arms is the hole there. But it's a very lovely sweater, and she's hoping she can, there's a little hole in the sleeve too. So sad. So she's hoping that I can mend it and that she'll be able to wear it, and remember her dear mother. So very, very excited to work on that little project for her as well. So anyway, then finally, I wanted to mention this little bracelet I'm wearing. Actually, my friend Amanda over at Woods and, wrote it down. It is called Woods and Wildflowers. She's the one that makes these handmade bracelets. They diffuse essential oils and things like that so that you can wear them on your wrist. And actually, a recent Instagram post she had just strung it around her shifter in her car, and I thought, what a great idea. So anyway, my best friend bought this for me from my friend Amanda's new business. So it's called Woods and Wildflowers on Instagram. So I'll link that in the show notes as well. So lastly, a little bit about my health. Went to the doctor yesterday, and so you can see, well, you probably can't, but trying to hide it a little bit. My face is very red and puffy. I'm having, issues with the GVHD, which is causing a lot of inflammation and inside my mouth, my throat, my face, and also in my eyes. My eyes hurt so bad all the time. So I'm taking some meds. They're recommending some new meds. If that doesn't work on this GVHD, there's some other things. He talked about even putting me in the hospital and getting me on a very powerful steroid to kind of calm it down, but that's like a last resort type option. I do not want to go in the hospital again, so not really something I want. So what we have been doing, because my husband got some health news of his own last week that was kind of disturbing, so we've been eating very plant strong, that is for sure. I wouldn't say we're vegan, and we certainly haven't cut out everything. I've kind of just been using things in the house still, but basically been eating a lot of recipes from Forks Over Knives. You may have seen that movie on Netflix or Tubi. I think it's free on Tubi right now. We watched it again this week. Anyway, and so my husband's also been reading this book by one of the people in the movie, and it's the Engine 2 Diet. So he read that this week. We've been trying some recipes from there, and so basically whole food, plant-based, making lots of green smoothies, trying to just kick the inflammation's butt. That's what we're trying to do. So I've been using grapefruit oil from doTERRA. My friend at Spoiled in Oils, she sells the doTERRA oil, and so she got me some grapefruit oil and some copaiba oil, copaiba, C-O-P-A-I-B-A, I believe. So apparently those are supposed to help with liver issues and things, which is something unfortunately my GVHD is affecting as well. Got my liver enzymes through the roof. So between all those things, we're hoping that there's some improvement soon, and yeah, that's it for this podcast. A little bit about knitting, a little bit about my health. I really just wanted to be able to have this as a record of my journey here. But something I was thinking of this week was, how can I monetize this? I don't know. It would be nice because, of course, I'm very concerned about my eyes and whether I'll be able to see the work I do for a living, like where I do get my income. I'm an accountant, and so the idea that my eyes are hurting so bad is very worrisome to me, and I'm thinking, that's why I started this podcast. I thought, is there another way I can kind of get out there and put my face out there and name out there? I don't know. I'll have to start figuring out how to make this worthwhile without it just being a video diary of my knitting and life. So any ideas? Comment below. So goodbye, and have a nice Friday evening. This is Sarah Beal from Sierra Foothills in California, It's Friday, February 12th. Thanks so much for watching.